Hi, this is George Chen, Mayor, City of Torrance. On behalf of our city and my family, we want to thank all the veterans that have served. You have protected us, you have kept us safe, you have kept our nation safe, and we appreciate you. In addition, this year, one day before Veterans Day, it's also the United States Marines' 250th birthday. And for all the Marines, thank you for your service and happy 250. Being a defense contractor for most of my life, I know a lot of people who have served, and veterans are part of that community. And I have a special affinity to all those, not just veterans and active duty, because they're the ones that protect us, as I shared. You know, I'm a first-generation immigrant here. I think sometimes we actually don't even know how well we have in this country. Everything we do here is because of what the veterans have done, so that our country, we have the freedom to serve and to live, work, and play as we please.
Hi, I'm Councilmember John Kaji, representing District 1. As the son of a World War II veteran, I very much appreciate the time and sacrifice made by our veterans to protect and defend our American ideals. So on this Veterans Day, I'd like to personally thank each and every veteran and their families for what they sacrifice on our behalf. Growing up in the South Bay, I was always exposed to my dad's participation with the Veterans of Foreign Wars, participating in various events around Memorial Day, Veterans Day, the 4th of July, and understanding that as an American citizen, it does take effort on behalf of all of our citizens to stand up, protect, and defend not only the Constitution, but the people of the United States.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Bridget Lewis from District 2. As the daughter of a veteran, I want to say that behind every veteran is another story of sacrifice, courageousness, and support for the veterans and their families. Thank you for your strength, your service, and the example that you provide to your loved ones as they go out to defend the honor of our country. My dad served in the Army. He served, his first war was Vietnam, and he actually got a few medals from that. He got a Gold Star medal for his sacrifices. And I've also been familiar with what a deployment does with a family and all of the training that has to go into being in part of our military, and a lot of that sacrifice is borne on the families of those veterans. And so I definitely want to take this opportunity to thank the families and all of their sacrifices that are made while their loved ones are out defending our country. I love that Torrance is the most military-friendly city in the United States. We love our veterans, we love those who serve, we love the families that support those who serve. It's our way of giving back to those who have given our country so much. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Hello, Torrance. My name is Assam Sheikh, and I'm a council member for the City of Torrance. On behalf of the City of Torrance, I want to extend our gratitude to all veterans, past and present, for their unwavering commitment and dedication to our nation. Your dedication safeguards the freedoms that we cherish and inspire us to serve to our community with the same integrity and same philosophy. Torrance is proud to have so many who wore their uniform with honor. Thank you for your service. My neighbor, Mr. John Fleming, he was a veteran. He was in Air Force, and he used to tell me the stories that was mind-boggling, how courageous he was. The Torrance Heroes banners, I dedicated one of the banners to him, and I took him to that spot and showed him, and he just cried. And I wish he was with us today as well to understand how appreciative we are, what have he done for us.
My name is Sharon Kalani, and I represent the whole city of Torrance, including District 4. And on this special day, when we remember and honor those that served on this Veterans Day, I just personally want to share my gratitude on behalf of myself, my family, and the city of Torrance for what you have done to keep us safe and free. Not only did my grandfather have a career with the U.S. Navy, my father served as well with the Army. My niece's husband just retired from the Air Force. So it's important to me to make sure that we remember, and it's important to me to make sure that we honor veterans. We also recently became a Purple Heart City to make sure that we recognize those that gave the ultimate sacrifice through either losing their lives or being injured. It's because of them that I can walk out my front door every morning, look up at the American flag that I fly in my front yard, and be thankful. I just want to reach out to any veterans that are watching this video and just say a heartfelt appreciation to what you've done for us.
Hello everyone, my name is Aurelio Matucci. I'm councilman for District 5. As we celebrate Veterans Day, I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the sacrifices, not just you, but also your families have done for our beautiful country. I think it's one of the most beautiful things that Torrance does is how we honor those who have served our country. Being born in Italy and coming here as a foreigner, I just feel like the America is so welcoming and it's safe, and I put a direct correlation to those that serve our country that made it that way. Just one of the most beautiful places you could ever live in the world is here in the United States. Definitely Torrance as well.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jeremy Gerson, council member for District 6. During this Veterans Day, I want to express my deep appreciation and say thank you for your service. My first thought goes back to the recent Armed Forces Day parade, where Lieutenant General Braga, U.S. Army, specifically commented about Torrance and how much we believe in and how much we love our military and our veterans. Then I think about how proud I am to be a part of the team that helped make Torrance a Purple Heart City. We have a lot of veterans in our family. My cousin and my brother-in-law were both Marines, and we are very proud of them. It is amazing that in our community that we have those who have received the Medal of Honor, those who have received the Purple Heart, even World War II veterans who are still alive. And it's amazing that Torrance can dig deep into its roots and really have an appreciation. There's a lot that gets lost over the generations when you don't have people to teach you and remind you. And we're lucky in Torrance to have people who can help us remember why this is so important.
Hi, I'm Karen Pryor, and I am the current chair of the Social Services Commission for the City of Torrance. We want to thank all the veterans who have served this country. We serve veterans, of course. We serve the homeless, adults with disabilities, and children with special needs. And those things resonated with me because I kind of have a touch point in each of those areas, so I really wanted to give back to the city. My dad served in the British Army at the tail end of World War II. He was very proud of the fact that he did serve for his country. I've been a resident of Torrance since about 1989, so I really wanted to give something back. It feels good to be involved because I think sometimes they don't feel that they're seen, but we do see you, we appreciate you and honor you, and want you to know that we thank you and your families for the service and the dedication you've shown this country. And here are some community members who also shared their words of appreciation at the recent coastal cleanup event at Miramar Park.
Veterans, thank you for all that we've done. We appreciate your service. Thank you so much.
To the veterans, we're very grateful for all the work that you've done and the decisions you've made. We do want to honor you, and we're grateful for you.
As a former city councilman from the city of Torrance, I want to thank you for your service. It means so much to our country to defend our honor. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nicole Nash with the City of Torrance. Over the years, the Communications Division has gathered stories from our community, lifting up the voices of veterans and their families. Here's one that's close to my heart about a veteran who gives back in a special way.
I find myself identifying with a lot of my clients, and I know exactly what would work if they heard from another person that they're not alone.
U.S. Air Force veteran and licensed therapist Suji Yamauchi often sits across from patients facing struggles she knows all too well.
I was deployed a couple of times. It was really hard to be in another country where there's so much hostility nearby. I was born in South Korea, and then our family immigrated to the U.S. I was also stationed in South Korea. That was very insightful. Gave me a lot of wisdom and appreciation for coming to this country. I do have to say that because I did take it for granted. Just really grateful to my parents for immigrating here.
After serving as an intelligence officer for nearly 10 years, Yamauchi found a new purpose.
A mom friend that I knew from church, she took her life. And that was really hard to deal with because we tried to help in our community, but she needed professional help and she was very reluctant, and I just felt in my heart this is the route I wanted to go to.
That path led her to the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic.
We do have a lot of veterans who do not share that they served because of just stigma. When they do come in and they do open up, they just want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged. If they can't get that from their family or their support system, they'll definitely get it here.
Yamauchi says helping her clients to find peace allows her to continue serving in a way that fulfills her calling.
When I joined the Air Force, we had to sign a life insurance paperwork. So we hope that we could come back alive. We're faced with a lot of death, and from that, I know when I come into the therapy room, there's a lot of shared human experience with all my clients and my colleagues. It gives more meaning and purpose to how I want to live every day.
Yamauchi encourages fellow military members and their families to seek support and reminds them that their stories matter. The clinic recently celebrated the fall season by hosting a fun event for many of our military kids.
1993 is when I actually got out. A lot of veterans, especially ones that weren't in as long as I was or ones that have been out a long time, don't realize that there are programs out there to help those veterans and get them re-engaged within, like I said, the community.
The Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic goes beyond traditional therapy and serves as a safe and enjoyable space for families.
We are having a trunk or treat event for all of our military families in the area. We have a lot of volunteers. Some are veteran service organizations. Some are just here to really support the military community. They've opened up their trunks and are ready to pass out treats and have a really family-friendly event.
Cohen Veterans Network is a national nonprofit, and each clinic in the network works closely with its local VA.
I think one of the most important things when we talk about mental health is community and really building a strong support system. Not only are we available for mental health services, but we are also a place to be family-friendly and have fun and just different events available for the community.
U.S. Air Force veteran Jeremy McDonnell says his love for serving his country translates into his desire to bring veterans together.
I want to continue to grow awareness for mental health and know that there's resources out, get people together, enjoy the time. Allowing people to talk and get to know each other allows for people to make connections outside of just being in the service and somebody potentially to reach out to.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Katsouridis with the City of Torrance. Earlier this year, I had the great privilege of spending a Sunday afternoon with a couple of veterans who shared how a unique hobby helped them to deal with their stress. For 2 years, two Marine veterans get together every Saturday to dive into an unlikely hobby.
We just crochet, we talk about Marine Corps, we talk about life.
It's blossomed into something much bigger than I thought it ever would.
From dolls to trinkets, they can do it all.
I kind of remembered all the suggestions that I had from my old therapist. Amigurumi is like something like this, and this one is a little Boo doll. This is a little more intricate, but she comes out. A bigger version of an amigurumi would be the Winnie the Pooh, the Spider-Man's. He's meant to hang upside down. Got Baymax. You can make little keychains. This was a little dinosaur that I made for my daughter when she was like 3.
They're even forming stitches to create a stitch.
Made this for my daughter. One of my first projects as well. I did graduate to making purses, ended up becoming the purse expert. But on average, I'm gonna say it'll take me about maybe 100 hours for a purse.
When doing projects in public, all eyes are on the two tattooed men.
If I ever go to a coffee shop, I do get the funny looks or stares, because I'll be in the corner, just wearing a t-shirt, having my coffee, then I'll take out a purse and start working on it.
I go to Michael's or like Hobby Lobby, and there tends to be older ladies that, especially in the art section, and they kind of look at me weird, like, what are you doing here? Maybe you're shopping for your grandma kind of thing.
For 6 years, this form of therapy has helped Mota cope with trauma due to his time in the Iraq War in 2006.
We served there for about 9 months. We saw some KIAs, one particular in our company, but multiples throughout our units. It's trying on a person. Finished in 2008, try to integrate back into society, but you never really quite fit in because you haven't dealt with your mental issues. I was prone to fits of anger, and when I crochet, I tend to forget about all that.
Renderos was in the military from 1992 to 96.
I joined right after high school. It's my way of saying thank you to the country that adopted me. And that's the main reason I joined the Marine Corps.
From combat to crocheting, it really goes to show how an activity like this really can heal.
Doing this really does help in the sense that it brings you peace. It really does.
This tranquil activity has also helped these close friends to weave an even tighter knit friendship.
It does help you relax. So I actually thankful to Carlos for teaching me how to crochet.
Every year, the City's Social Services Commission puts on an appreciation luncheon and resource fair to honor our veterans.
I was in the Army in Vietnam in 69-70, 101st Airborne, sniper and a sniper team leader. And we went on ambush every night, and glad to be back home in Torrance.
My father, John Nash, loves telling me about his war stories, and he proudly attends the city's Veterans Appreciation event to connect with other veterans.
Returning was kind of awkward during that time, 1970. We weren't well received by the public. There were a lot of protests going on. It wasn't until 10 years after returning, when I got on the fire department, I finally got some positive recognition for the service that I provided in the Army.
Other veterans share their personal experiences about coming home.
I think a lot of us feel like we either didn't give enough, or what I would consider kind of an exclusive club of people that have really given their all and then some. And everyone feels fortunate of being able to come back and contribute. At least that's been my experience.
I was in 4 different branches, all active duty. We're knit. They're brothers and sisters in arms, and we've all been to boot camp. We've all had our myriad of experiences, some in combat, some not. So the camaraderie is wonderful, so you immediately go, hello.
Veterans and their plus ones fill the Torrance Cultural Arts Center, enjoying a warm meal and getting some free resources tailored just for them.
For a whole city to put this on for several years and foot the bill, and then so many different organizations coming out that say, hey, this is what I do for a living also, I want to be part of it. So it shows me that I want to continue to stay in Torrance. I don't want to go anywhere else. So Torrance has done a wonderful job.
I'm Cindy Kennedy with the City of Torrance. Our Vietnam veterans received a priceless honor a couple of years ago. This sign on the busy stretch of Pacific Coast Highway by Hawthorne Boulevard.
I must admit, every time I pass this way, I look at it. I just thank whomever, and especially the Lord, that I'm still here and I can read that sign.
Present the sacrifices and service that Vietnam veterans made during the Vietnam era, and I think that is very significant if we can keep that memory alive, because there's so many people that served. They were either drafted or they enlisted, but they stepped forward and served their country.
The city went out of their way to try to make it as nice as they could. We served our country. It's war is not a pretty thing at all. But we have a fellowship. We have a bond among each other, and we honor each other for whatever our job was.
Just a pleasure to be here today with all my fellow veterans and, experience the sense of solidarity that we have here.
Now here's one son's story honoring his father by telling his story to a wide audience.
My father just turned 80 and he became disabled last year, trying to do this film to put it together to pay tribute to him and honor the veterans and children. The film that I'm doing is called Children of War, and it's a Korean War film about my father who was abandoned during the Korean War in 1950 at age 5. From a child's perspective, the journey of my father and how he gets found by my uncle and their journey of survival in the 3 years of the Korean War. My father slept in burnt out buildings. He ate through garbage. I finally sat my father down with my uncle, and I was lucky enough to have them tell me their whole story. It's mind-blowing. It really humbles me. It makes me have a better appreciation for my father and my uncle, because growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with them. My father was very strict. When we go to Burger King, I hated tomatoes. So I used to take the tomato out of the Whopper and put it in my napkin and try to hide it and throw it away. He would get so furious and then guilt trip me with I went months without food when I was a child. You better eat everything on your plate. And understanding what he went through made me be able to connect with him further to see why he's the way that he is. If it does anything to give you a bit of identity of who you are in relation to your parents and understanding their struggles, if there were struggles, I think that does produce a sense of humility and gratitude. It's so important to know your family's roots. It gives you the ability to relate and understand what the heritage is about your family.
Every Memorial Day, the Torrance Historical Society holds a solemn tradition at our Veterans Memorial Wall, where members read the more than 150 names etched into it. This year, we uncovered a new story behind one of those names.
Herman Walker Jones enlisted in the Marine Corps at age 17. He graduated from Torrance High School in 1943, right during the middle of World War II. He was really gung-ho. He wanted to enlist and see some action. 1 year later, at age 18, he was wounded and killed in action.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Iwo Jima.
It was just a very difficult battle. They were fighting a well-entrenched enemy, and it was 5 weeks of fighting, and nearly 7,000 Marines and sailors died.
One of the 7,000 was Torrance resident Herman Jones.
He did a lot in his brief life. He was, I think, student body vice president of Torrance High. He was involved very heavily in his church. So, I mean, he did a lot in his short life, and it's just, he accomplished a lot. And it's just sad that, he passed away so young, only 18 years old. His whole life was ahead of him.
Jones's name now lives on the Veterans Memorial Wall in front of City Hall, alongside 150 other fallen heroes.
The criteria is that they're Torrance residents and they died in service during wartime.
The Torrance Historical Society wanted to take the memorial project a step further.
The names shouldn't just be on a cold wall. They should actually be fleshed out with pictures and research and biographies. You see a monument, you see a bunch of names, but without knowing what's behind those names, those faces of those names. I was introduced to Dennis, and I saw his enthusiasm and his passion for this project. So we kind of teamed up and we put it together, and we've been working on it ever since.
What I like is the research, kind of piecing together their life stories through research from the National Archives, Library of Congress, from the old Torrance Herald newspaper, putting all that together to make a nice brief narrative.
Currently, 60 of the veterans' biographies are available on the Torrance Historical Society website, allowing their stories to be shared further.
It just shows that there are those like Herman Jones who are willing to pay the sacrifice so that we may have the freedoms that we enjoy and many of us take for granted today. We want to preserve their history and their legacies and their ultimate sacrifice.
Discover more stories behind those names. Go to torrancehistoricalsociety.org, click on the Research tab, then Names on the Wall. You can also reach out to the Historical Society if you'd like to volunteer your time and help uncover more stories behind the names.
Hi, I'm Christine Lee with the City of Torrance. If you have a special veteran in your life, honor them through our Hometown Heroes Military Banner Recognition Program. Applications are now open through January 22nd. Now here's one of my favorite stories from a few years back featuring a 3-generation military family.
For the first time, 3 generations of hometown heroes from one family are on display throughout the streets of Torrance.
I'm so proud to be able to see their banners up on Torrance Boulevard in the city where all of us grew up in.
Stacey Toju says she and her husband Justin sponsored these banners because it's important for their family to preserve their legacies.
Growing up as a Japanese American, especially here in Torrance where there are so many Asian Americans, it's a story that we all know and we all grew up with, but I think a lot of people aren't familiar with it. During World War II, Japan was considered the enemy of the United States, so a lot of my relatives, my grandparents, they were all interned in camps, and they had the option to stay in camp or to volunteer to serve. And so a lot of them did. They wanted to prove their loyalty, they wanted to prove their patriotism, so they enlisted and they had their own segregated unit.
That segregated unit was called the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, an Army unit made up of Japanese Americans from Hawaii and the mainland U.S. This is where the Iguchi's military lineage began.
My grandfather, Kazumi Eguchi, he was in the Army and he served during the Korean War, which inspired my uncle, David Eguchi, to serve in the Navy. And he was a military Navy man. He was in active duty and the reserves for almost 25 years. And because of his service, he inspired his son, my cousin Chris Eguchi, to serve as well. So he's currently at the U.S. Naval Academy of Maryland. My Uncle Dave got to swear in his son, and it was a very emotional moment for us all, and we're so proud of Chris, and we can't wait to see, how his career goes.
Chris, David, and Kazumi Iguchi represent the 3 categories of military heroes that the city features through its banner recognition program. Those who are currently serving in the armed forces, veterans who have served in the past, and veterans who have passed away. Stacy says her grandfather's generation is starting to fade away, and she joined the board of a nonprofit called Go for Broke National Education Center to keep their stories alive.
Right now, all of the surviving Nisei vets, the youngest ones are in the early 90s. And the oldest ones are about 105. And there's a lot of them. Japanese Americans live forever. But, you know, realistically, we know that they'll only have so much more time left with us, you know, and that finite time is coming to an end. So we're trying to learn as much as possible, to document as much as possible.
Stacy shares many pictures, including this, her favorite family photo, where they all wore matching shirts in memory of her grandfather when he passed away at the age of 86.
It's really inspiring all the generations. So, you know, I'm sure we'll have future generations of armed forces as well.
She says participating in the city's banner program gave her the opportunity to dig deeper into her roots and appreciate her family even more.
So it really is a good way to learn more about what your family has done, the service that they've provided, and to appreciate the fact that they did come home. And it also helps me, you know, empathize with all of the other military families with, you know, soldiers who are in combat right now. There's this phrase in Japanese, and it's okage sama de, and it means because of you, I am. And that's a phrase we always use in my family and with Go for Broke as well, because really, we're here because of them.
Thank you to all of our veterans in the city of Torrance.
Thank you, veterans from the Social Services Commission.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for serving this country. Thank you for your service. We appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for your service.